How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the most recent New York Times article about President Donald Trump's taxes that may have you believe that President Trump does not pay much money in personal federal income tax. Now, the reason why I said most recent is because they did this before. They did it in 2016, talking about, oh, Trump didn't pay much in federal income tax in the past 15, 20 years. They did this already back during the last election. And here we go again before the next election. Very convenient. Also, this is all alleged allegations. Maybe, I think, because I don't see any documents. I don't see any 1040 forms presented. Okay, if you seen the 1040 form from Trump, let me know in the comments below, email me. But guess what? If you send me something stolen, I'm calling the authorities immediately because I'm not going to Gitmo to make big rocks in a little rock. So let's be clear on that, but I'll move right along. The article is really clickbaity. If you see it on Twitter, you'll see the real spicy little teaser talking about, oh, in 2016 and 2017, Trump only paid $750 each year, respectively, in personal federal income tax. But that's not even true. That's false right there. In the article, not even just what I think or from a different source, in the very same article from the New York Times, it says that Trump paid $1 million in 2016 and $4.2 million in 2017. So how are they saying that he only paid $750? Well, the $1 million and the $4.2 million was his estimated taxes he already paid before. It's your quarterly taxes. So here's an example. It's 2020 right now, right? You're preparing now to pay 2021's taxes. So rather than just filing before April 15th and paying whatever say you got to pay, he was paying quarterly before 2021. So when he files in 2021, he won't pay anything more aside from what he paid. He could have paid zero, but he was able to get some type of tax thing in there from his accountants that had him paid the same amount of money each year, $750. All right. Now, speaking of accountants, lawyers, CPAs, and whatnot, okay, this is what we got to understand about Donald Trump. Let's not act like this guy's not been rich for a very long time. Let's not act like he did not grow up rich. His dad was rich. And Trump is no dummy himself. He understands numbers too. He's going to have an army of tax professionals, CPAs, tax attorneys, everything, accountants. He's going to have the whole team to ensure his compliance with the government. I would not be surprised if he was able to have sit-down meetings with the IRS to ensure his compliance every single quarter of every single year. Why not? You got the money, invest the money to make sure that you're good. All right. That's the first thing. The second thing is this. They say he paid no federal income taxes in 10 of the past 15 years. But my question is this. Number one, you're talking about quarterly as well. Is that included in the quote unquote no taxes in 10 of the past 15 years? And also in those 5 years, how much did he pay? Again, in the same article, they say from 2000 to 2017, he paid like $24 million in personal federal income tax. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I placed it on the screen before you. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. Don't take anything I say seriously. Okay. I cannot give you financial advice. If you need financial advice, contact a tax professional. As a matter of fact, you might want to talk to Trump's tax professionals because they appear to be pretty good. But he has paid millions in personal federal income tax, according to the New York Times article. Not according to me. He said it has himself, Trump has, but not even according to Trump or his lawyers. The New York Times article says it. They're giving you clickbait out there on Twitter. People are believing it, unfortunately. They're talking about, oh, I paid more than Trump and federal income tax. He's a tax cheat. He's a fraud. He should go to jail. Listen, if you've been under audit like Trump has, and they said that in their article, you know, it ain't Trump making it up. And if he is, they're making it up too. Trump's been under audit for the past, I think, 10 years because of a very large tax return he got. I think he got like a 70-something million dollar tax return. And he's been under constant scrutiny for the past 10 years or more by the IRS, long before he became the president. So if you're under that kind of microscope and you're Donald Trump, you're a celebrity, been that way since the 70s, grew up rich, they probably would have found something. And then they had the whole Mueller investigation. They went through his life with a fine-tooth comb. that had spent millions of dollars, 3 years, 500 subpoenas. If they didn't find anything in the Mueller report, that was 3 years. If they didn't find anything from this 10-year-long tax audit, they're not going to find anything. The New York Times won't find something, and Broncos fan 56782 on Twitter won't find anything. All right. So let's just park that right there. Also, let's not act like personal federal income tax is all of what Donald Trump would pay. All right. People say, put your 1040 out there, release your taxes. You're not going to see much of anything on the 1040. All you're going to see is just income. You won't see where it comes from. As a matter of fact, he already put out the financial disclosure form. That tells you more than a 1040 would, because he's not going to have all of his sources and whatnot on the 1040. He probably is not going to, because he has businesses. You got LLCs, C corps, S corps, corporations. You got he might have shares in the company, might be on the board. You got all kind of ways to where he's able to make money from his businesses that will not just show straight on the 1040 directly. You understand? So that's just, people don't really understand the way taxes operate. You have more than personal federal income tax. The average person does not get it, and that's what the New York Times knows. They know that the average person, they go to work, they get a check, and then come tax time, they're eager to file it because they're going to get a check back. They'll get the money that they gave to the government back. It was a 0% interest loan. Good deal, but I digress. They look forward to filing. And if you got kids, you might get the earned income tax credit. You can get that if you don't have kids, but for the most part, if you have kids, you get the EITC. You get monies for each child. Even if you don't work, have no income, you may get that EITC. Trump is not like a regular person, although they want to put you in the mind of him being a regular guy, like it's going to H&R Block or TurboTax or something like that. That's not what's going on. He has a whole team of lawyers that ensure compliance with the federal government. Okay, so his tax situation will not be the same as anybody else's. You're getting into the weeds of complex law, and you have a lot of other taxes you got to pay, not just personal federal income tax, but also excise tax, capital gains tax, personal property tax, of course, a lot of different properties. You got to pay payroll tax. It's a mountain of taxes you got to pay. Robert Reich put out this tweet on Twitter talking about, Trump only paid $750 in taxes for the past couple of years, but he paid X amount of money to Turkey, to the Philippines, X, Y, and Z. Well, what was that tax money for? Was that personal federal income tax in the Philippines? Is that where Trump lives? I thought it was a Florida resident. The money that he may pay to the Philippines could come from financial interests over there, from business interests, not from, his personal income tax. That ain't the same thing. If we're talking about businesses in the Philippines, let's talk about businesses here. And he has big losses in business and also, big loans that have not been paid. And that counts as losses. You can use that as a write-off. If it's legal, what's the problem? Oh, it's a tax write-off. It's a loophole. Well, I think one thing that he was using happened under the Obama administration. All right. So don't get mad at him. Your man, Barack Obama, put that in there. If you're an Obama fan, he put that in there. He used it. Don't hate the player, hate the game, hate the rules of the game. As long as you are legally complying, nothing else matters. Oh, he's not paying his fair share. What is the fair share of taxes? This man done paid millions in personal taxes and millions more in business taxes, excise taxes, capital gains tax, state income tax from New York, federal income tax for United States. You're paying all types of taxes. You got all kind of jobs going on, all kind of investment going on. You pay all types of interest and fees, and you're paying all types of monies to government and into the economy in general. People just don't understand that, and the New York Times knows it. They want to play upon the general public's ignorance. So as I close, I want to say this. Trump did nothing wrong here. This article is nothing burger, and they already did this in 2016. This is no more than an election diversion because they know the debate is tomorrow. Okay, today's Monday at about 4 o'clock p.m. The debate is tomorrow at 8 p.m. So they want this to come out right before then, so it'll be hot topic, and then they can, prep Biden on it, how to attack him. That's all that is for. It was the same thing in 2016. just know this, it'll be over with pretty soon because it's almost a wrap, and I think Trump will win yet again. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? Do you think that Trump has been dishonest with his tax situation? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know why in the comments below. Or has he not been dishonest? And that's your viewpoint. Let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I stand. If he was being dishonest, then why is it on paper? You understand? Like, how are you going to file with the IRS and then find anything on it that's illegal? If it was illegal, who would know it first? The IRS, because he gave it to them. The New York Times won't know it. Regular people on Twitter are not going to know it. Okay. Spider Girl 8511 is not going to know what's happening with Donald Trump's taxes. All right. You don't even see a 1040 form on a New York Times article, let alone his businesses and what they got going on as far as expenses and taxes and everything else. This man then paid millions in taxes, millions in personal federal income tax, state income tax, city taxes, excise taxes, personal property taxes, payroll tax. I can go on. The list goes on. There are way too many taxes in the country. Even as a regular person, when you start to get money, them taxes get real heavy. How many guys go bankrupt over taxes, go to jail behind taxes? Okay, this is not a game. It's very serious. If you're not in compliance, people would know. If you've been under audit for the past 10 years, they would know. The New York Times has no scoop here. It's an old story. It's not fresh, nor was it fresh when it first came out back in 2016. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.